And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a keynote speech from the President of International Federation of Accountants, or IFAC, with the headline, Toward 2030, Transforming Role for Professional Accountants in the New Economy Order. Please welcome to the Honorable Ms. Rachel Grimes.
My former IFAC board member, Amadi Abrito, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely delighted to be with you here today. You may not know, but I do have a day job, and I am the Chief Financial Officer of Technology at Westpac, Australia's second largest bank and oldest company. And I can tell you honestly that I have 3 fantastic people in my team who were all trained by IAI. So I want to thank you. In fact, one of them asked me, could I come today? And I said, I'm absolutely thrilled, I'd love to. As it says up there, you're celebrating 60 years, a tremendous achievement, congratulations. IFAC is celebrating its 40th anniversary. As a founding member of IFAC, Indonesia's extraordinary accounting profession has been part of IFAC's journey since the very beginning. And to celebrate our 40th anniversary, we've put together a commemorative video. Now, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Could we please try to play the video? Poor Monica was only given this 10 minutes ago. Nope, can't do it. Okay, that's all right. We'll see if you can, we might be able to play it later in the day, but what it shows is Indonesia's involvement in IFAC over the last 40 years. And again, President, we are really, really grateful for the contribution that Indonesia has made. And of course, you have one of your members on the Accounting Standard Setting Board, and we're delighted to have that. And if I can encourage you to continue to put up great candidates, because I know firsthand, as I said, you do have great candidates. So I want to just thank you all for your contribution. And thank you for Indonesia's deep commitment and strengthening the bonds between professional accountants and its connectivity with Indonesia's citizens who rely on your technical expertise. Thank you for being a major supporter of the regional profession. Your 60-year journey has seen enormous contribution to Southeast Asia's profession as co-founder of the ASEAN Federation of Accountants and now its current secretariat. And at the global level, Indonesia's voice and experience was most recently represented on the IFAC board by Amadi. And he and I are in the same graduating class of board members, so it was quite unusual and difficult for me not to have him in that November board meeting. So again, please, Indonesia, put up some great candidates so you'll have a continued voice at the table. But Amadi was a great ambassador for your profession, so thank you, Amadi. What you didn't see in the video yet is that we touched on a number of topics, and some of them I'd like to explore with you today. Technology, diversity, and the profession's contribution to the economy overall. But let's start with one of the most important topics, that of trust. Let's recognise that in many countries, public trust has been shaken by a wide range of factors, including the lingering effects of the global financial crisis. There are big, important global conversations underway about how trust can be rebuilt. This is a conversation in which the accountancy profession can speak with passion and conviction, born from decades of advocacy and demonstration of transparency and accountability. So how are you doing in tackling trust? What does your nation think of your profession's efforts? As the largest economy in Southeast Asia, Indonesia's regional leadership on economic policy and development is welcomed. So too is its commitment in fighting fraud and corruption. As professional accountants, we know these issues are interwoven. Also interwoven into Indonesia's economy and critical to its continued progress is your public interest mandate. This mandate is one you share with every professional accountant around the world. It is embedded in the only truly global code of ethics, and it connects us all, a community of some 3 million professional accountants. This is a very significant force for good. To the hundreds of you here today, can I simply say thank you? Your personal commitment has meant a stronger and better Indonesia. You're helping build trust in our profession, confidence in the Indonesian economy, and you're influential ambassadors to our profession's next generation of talent. If I could, I'd just like to take a few moments to talk about some of the key issues impacting our profession right now. And when I talked of the global code of ethics, I'd just like each of you to be aware of what happened 3 or 4 weeks ago now and what timing we have going forward. As you're aware, IOSCO represents all the key regulators around the world. They have a delegated authority to a group called the Monitoring Group, who 3 weeks ago released a paper that I believe could have the greatest impact on our profession that we've seen in the history, definitely, of IFAC, but really on where we stand as accountants in terms of owning our own profession. They put forward 6 key recommendations, and I just want to touch on 3 of them. The first one is that they want to combine the audit and ethics boards. Now, as chair of the nominating committee, and I receive about 800 pages of CVs every year, that it's really easy to identify who's great at ethics. It's not so easy to, at audit. It's not so easy to identify who's great at ethics. And I do believe with the current situation around the world that ethics will be overwhelmed by the audit mandate that will be given to this group. And I believe that ethics is the very thing that underpins our profession. And if we are to water that down, or, then I think that will impact our profession. We are only as good as our code of ethics and subscribing to that. The other piece that they would like to do is to have a different code of ethics for auditors versus those such as myself as preparers. So what does that mean? I started my career at Price Waterhouse. Does that mean when I move to Westpac I have to do another exam? I believe all components of the value chain of accounting are so important, and we must all have the same ethics. In all honesty, I am the one that can create more problems for the auditors if I don't have the right ethics. My organisation has given me a budget of $1 billion for run and $1 billion for change. Our profit is around $8 billion. I can make a material impact to those accounts if I wanted to. So to think that my ethics are less than the auditors, I think is just unreasonable and not a good recommendation. And finally, they want to change the demographics and the dynamics of the standard setting board. Each one of our standard setting boards has 18 people, and they have 18 technical advisors, and they don't all have to be from the same country. So we've had examples where Canada uses Mexico, where Brazil is using India as their technical advisor, which means we're getting the words around the world, around the globe, from not just 18 but 36. And what the monitoring group has suggested is that they want to put forward that you will have a multi-stakeholder model on the standard setting board, which is fine, but 3 regulators, 3 preparers and 3 auditors, and then a secretariat of 3. Now I ask you, what do you think will be the chances of any group in the Asia Pacific when this European-dominated group are putting this forward? What chance do you think that there will be an Indonesian or an Australian having a voice at that table? I think that this part of the world will be severely disadvantaged by what is being put forward. And I also, when you can have 3 auditors and the world is made up of small and medium practitioners, just as it is in my country, as it is in yours, what voice do you think the SMPs will have at that table? I think very little, and I think it will disadvantage our profession, and we should own our profession. I don't see doctors handing over their profession to lawyers or to accountants. I think we need to own it. So what I'm asking of you is please have a read of the monitoring group paper. It's only 28 pages. If each of you put in a submission to say it was wrong from this part of the world, they have to listen to us. And IFAC will be putting in a submission. IAI has received our first views. It's only 6 pages and it's on our website. But we welcome your thoughts and input, and please let us keep ownership of our profession. So I just wanted to add that bit today for you. We have till February the 9th to make that submission. And if you don't see me this afternoon, it's because I'm talking to the Public Interest Oversight Board and the chair of the monitoring group on this program. So I just want to thank you in advance, and I know that this region has a strong voice, and please deliver that message. Your voice counts. Thank you. All right, now to a more fun part. What we must also do is remain relevant, and in remaining relevant, we need to attract our top share of talent. The world's small and medium-sized businesses advised by professional accountants working in small and medium-sized practices are critically important to the global economy and, of course, Indonesia's, as I just said. Here, SMEs are responsible for more than 90% of Indonesia's employment and account for 95% of your nation's business. Around the world, accountants advising SMEs are also IFAC's largest constituency, served by our Small and Medium Practices Committee. One of the key activities conducted by the committee is the IFAC Global Small and Medium Practices Survey, which is now conducted every 2 years. For those of you who filled it out, and this country is a very active participant in that survey, I just want to thank you for that. In the most recent survey in 2016, it highlighted key challenges and opportunities, amongst which were personnel and staffing, the regulatory environment, technology development, and competition from other practices or professions. What is clear is that competition is never going to go away. It's likely to get fiercer. It's equally clear technology is here to stay, and it will open up new opportunities for every accountant, no matter how large or small their practice or place of work. Attracting the best and brightest means we just must not tell the story of our role developing sustainable systems. We must demonstrate it. Key will be learning to what attracts talent today and what attracts it tomorrow. There can be no room for complacency, and wherever I go in the world, I try to speak to students, and I'm thrilled to hear that there could be 500 students in their 3rd and 4th years that I'll be talking to tomorrow. So it gives me great energy to hear what they want to get out of the profession. I think it's very exciting. I'll be telling them that a Chartered Accountant's Indonesian qualification aligned to the international standards is important recognition and will help them regionally and internationally as part of a global designation. This is critical for many reasons. Not only do young people have more choice, they have strong preferences in terms of their work environment and especially their purpose of work. The World Economic Forum's annual Global Shapers Survey asked 2 simple questions. How do young people see the world, and what do they want to do about it? Over 31,000 millennials globally were surveyed this year on their attitude to technology, economy, values, career and governance. They believe corruption is the most pressing national issue and the top driver of inequality. They are optimists, not pessimists. An overwhelming majority, 79%, believe that technology is creating more jobs than destroying it. We need to hold on to that optimism. Not only are they the most connected generation of humans on the planet, they are also the most mobile. A massive 81% of them said they'll be willing to live outside their country to find a job or advance their career. But we must make sure that they all want to come back to their home countries. I love these results. They reinforce why accountancy should be an immensely attractive profession for any millennial seeking a job. Accountants actively fight corruption. The accountancy profession is talking optimistically about technology and its transformative possibilities. As I said, accountants are the only professionals on the planet to subscribe to a global code of ethics. The profession is actively talking about ways it contributes to the UN's 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, and accountancy is a career that offers global mobility. It truly is a ticket to the world. Future talent may not necessarily come from a traditional accounting degree or professional program. Enabled by technology, different pathways are emerging that may allow reach into different demographics and education levels. We need to be creative, forward-looking, and be seen as critically important partners in the solutions. Indonesia, the world's 4th most populous country and its 10th largest economy, is currently undergoing a period of significant economic transition. Last year, the World Bank recognised that women comprise an exceptionally large and growing share of Indonesia's self-employed, but they operate smaller and less productive enterprises than men. Serving women entrepreneurs is an opportunity to alleviate poverty and increase shared prosperity by growing the incomes and employment of women-owned enterprises. Who better to help them than accountants? Yes, professional accountants with ethical foundations and skills to help them navigate the challenges of nurturing a business and growing it. I mention this because the same is true of our profession in relation to encouraging and nurturing more women into leadership positions. And again, I'll ask you to consider putting some women forward for the different opportunities that arise. And in fact, we've just put the call for nominations, so please review that and put some talented women forward. There'll be 4 females leaving the IFAC board next year, myself included. And so we need to replace them, and I'm sure that somebody from Indonesia could step up and take one of those roles, so please do. I'd like to focus just quickly on technology. Firstly, I must congratulate IAI for its focus on technology and helping you keep abreast of major issues. IFAC board member Richard Petty attended a conference earlier this year and spoke to the profession about the importance of artificial intelligence. Since becoming IFAC president, I instituted a board-level technology advisory group to ensure technology issues remain top of our mind in considerations for the very future for accountants and audit. Technology companies see immense benefits in partnering with the accounting profession, and it's important accountants understand AI as not only it's here to stay, it's coming to alleviate you of some of the routine tasks. AI can't create, it has no feelings, it can't learn common sense or reasoning, and it certainly can't deploy ethics, judgment, or professional skepticism. It will, however, help you optimise processes. It never gets bored, and it's not going to replace you anytime soon. So I believe that this is a massive opportunity for accountants, and Indonesia's growing awareness of the importance of technology and innovation sectors saw the government this year double its investment in incubating tech-based businesses. President Widodo has stated his desire to put Indonesia on the path to becoming Asia's digital hub. The government's doubling of investment is a statement of the intent and a signal that the process to grow the sector is starting. I believe this provides professional accountants with a remarkable opportunity to find ways to engage and be a ground-level partner in the unleashing of innovation. The speed of technology advance, massive increases in computational power and memory capacity and learning algorithms programmed to optimise efficiency. These things are already changing our world. The real question is how much and how far professional accountants can embrace the challenging of harnessing that potential to the world of our work. My guess is that we need to be more ambitious, more creative and more innovative. But what better way to be seen partnering with the future of digital Indonesia, encouraging and unleashing entrepreneurs, powering their success and learning what's possible for our profession too. Recent research conducted by Google and Temasek Holdings signals Southeast Asia's digital economy includes e-commerce, online games, advertising and other economic activities related to the internet is expected to grow to $200 billion by 2025. The same research mentions that Indonesia's digital market will account for $81 billion of this total market, with an estimated $46 billion US in Indonesia's e-commerce sector, which will contribute to the most to this total. So you have a front row seat to experience technology's impacts on the world, and some might call this first mover advantage. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that there is no more exciting moment to be a professional accountant, and especially here in Indonesia. There are challenges for our global profession, there always will be. Diversity is an issue for entire economies. But we are absolutely blessed to be supported by a dynamic, future-focused organisation like the IAI. We are so fortunate to be serving the public interest in an economy rich with opportunity, home to a large population of energetic, passionate millennials, a generation of digital Indonesians that don't know a world without internet or smartphones. I want to thank you all for attending today and for inviting me to your conference. You all have the opportunity in the world to grow and succeed. Race out and embrace it. Terima kasih. Thank you.
I'd like to offer my congratulations to IFAC on its 40 years anniversary. I have every confidence that the profession can continue to make headway under IFAC leadership. Thank you.
I suppose that I'm asking accountants for creativity in developing the systems needed for the 21st century. As accountants, it is your role and responsibility to provide the better systems and information which are so urgently needed, and to show that acting for the long term and in the best interests of communities and the environment is the right financial approach.
One of the biggest reasons that I chose to do accounting was because I know that it gave me the most options. Professional accounting specifically can be applied in so many different fields. I was looking into financial planning, tax law, forensic accounting, which I'm doing now, and there's just a lot of different ways you can apply the professional knowledge.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd like to invite to Ms. Rachel Grimes to join us in front of the stage. Please welcome to receive a token of appreciation from the President of IAI, from Professor Mardiasmo. Ladies and gentlemen, this token of appreciation is a landmark of Semarang, and of course, with the historical buildings that share and witness the journey of city of Semarang, the capital of Central Java. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Ms. Rachel Grimes.